Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, wherever you happen to be. Welcome to another edition of the Living World of Darkness. The scene is set in Grammercy Park. Grammercy Park next to Leonardo Studios. Frank Green has been giving a little bit of leeway simply because he has regained some faculty of his legs. At the moment, he currently uses a cane as well as a heavy prosthetic around his legs simply to gaunt around the streets as well as the coming park. It has been some time since he's actually taken the opportunity to go ahead and walk around this park and check out the wildlife as well as the plant life around here, and is the closest thing that he will find or be allowed to access for quite a while. Jamaica Bay being far, far off into the distance in another borough entirely. So, under the watchful eyes of Leonardo Studios, he goes ahead and gaunts his way. It's rather difficult, but he makes do. At the far end of the park, there is one of the local assistant park keepers as well as I forget the name, but anyways, there is an individual that takes care of the park, and she is currently rutting through the bushes and the briars and all the other shrubbery around this one particular tree. So, we begin the scene with Frank Green gaunting, walking, trying to walk, rather limping at some places. There's definitely a painful expression along his face, but he makes his way to one of the fountains, one of the actual statues of the park, and just stands there and takes a gaze at it.
Alicia is, as already stated, busily rummaging around one of the trees, which has taken a bit of damage earlier in the week. But when she hears the sound of the cane on the pavement of the park, of the paths that wind through the park, she looks up, noticing a man that she has seen frequenting the park on more than one occasion, well after midnight, wearing sunglasses, which she's always found a bit odd. She gives him a bit of a polite wave.
Frank Green will go ahead and wave after her as well, but Alicia, well, Frank Green himself has not changed anything about him for quite some time. The damage is new, but something else is new about Frank Green to Alicia. Something off. Something polluted. Tainted. The sensation she hasn't gotten from him, and is probably the first time she has ever gotten the sensation from a particular person.
More than a little bit curious, she puts down the trowel and approaches slowly, not quite sure why she feels like he's a threat now when she never considered him a threat before. He certainly smells a little bit odd. She can tell he's not human, that she doesn't know what he is. Hi, I know I've seen you around before, and I'm not sure how to put this, but what are you?
Frank Green will actually just go ahead and balk at the question. He's currently resting fully on the cane on one side, and he says, I don't really know. Why would you ask me that question? I'm just a visitor. Is it? I mean, is the park closed or something? If it's so, then it's news to me. I didn't know they closed ever.
No, it's just never. I'm not sure. It's just you smell weird.
You'll notice that Frank Green's nostrils sort of flare as he actually goes ahead and takes a whiff. Are you sure? I mean, I do wear some cologne, but I didn't know that it offended anybody.
No, no, not the clone. You. Like,
Me.
yeah. I'm kind of new to all this, but but I, she kind of narrows her eyes as if she's pondering whether to say this out loud or not because it could get her in trouble. Are you human?
Frank Green will proceed to lie. Proceed to lie his ass off. He will proceed to lie his ass off. And, yeah, I didn't know that I would actually have to bring up my character sheet for this. What is my subterfuge? Do I have any subterfuge? I'm a fucking vampire. Fucking hell, no. So this is just 3 dice throughout this problem. Only 1 success. You'll probably see right through it.
Yeah, I will try my perception empathy.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And she's in. Oh, that's the same anyway. And she will spend a willpower point because she kind of really wants to know. So it might be a tie, in which case you'll win. But she kind of really wants to know because she wants to know why he smells funny because she hasn't come across this before. Yeah.
There you go. While Frank Green tries his best impression to give you a sense that he is sincerely telling the truth, you definitely notice that he's a little bit nervous when he says, "Yeah, I am. I don't." That's just a very, very weird question. What is your name?
I'm Alicia.
Alicia what?
Alicia Hayward. I'm the assistant park keeper.
Okay, Miss Haywood, assistant park keeper. Have I done something wrong? Have I, transgressed against any the park's policy lately? Because if so, please tell me.
No, it's just I can't put my finger on it.
Okay, why don't you
And
just go
she's
ahead?
frowning in confusion here. She's clearly as confused herself as she has made him.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we just sort of sit down and explain? Frank Green says as he goes ahead and gestures towards a park bench.
Okay, that sounds like a good plan.
Frank Green will
Yeah.
go ahead and just lean on his cane a little bit next to the bench and wait for Alicia to actually sit before he does so.
So she will sit down, and you might notice she is not. Well, she's not ungraceful because she's quite dexterous, but she's not the most ladylike. She just kind of sits.
Okay. Frank Green he doesn't sit actually. He's going to go ahead and lean on his cane like a jackass and simply look at you and say, okay, there are a lot of things in this city, some of which I know, some of which I do not know. What are your policies? Where should I be and where shouldn't I be? Because the last time I checked, I was allowed free access to this park. Not necessarily some of the other parks in this city, but this one has always been one that I've been able to freely roam around. And I'm wondering if that has changed recently.
Well, you're talking about Central Park, aren't you? Just
Yes.
to check we're on the same page.
Yeah.
She'll nod as if she's trying to figure out how to put this without actually kind of saying things I live there. She'll point to a building that is right next to the gates of the park, and has currently got a boarded up window.
Okay. And my office is there, he says as he's pointing towards the opposite side of the park, towards the fashion studio.
Okay. So I'm coming back to my question. What are you?
Okay, let me ask you, how many of the other, let's just call them unique individuals of the city, have you actually encountered?
Not many. No, I've only kind of known about this stuff for about a week.
Okay, so the people of the Central Park, you at least know what's there, because you are of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, don't look at the red wolf.
Yeah, don't look at the red wolf. If you see the red wolf, run, and keep running. And once you stop, keep running.
No, just don't look it in the eyes. That's all I was told.
Well, it may be different for your people, simply because the red wolf is one of you, one of the wolves. Don't take too much offense to that, simply because, oh, we're in public.
Okay. So you're not a wolf,
No.
and you're not human. Um, Vampires? Someone said something about them, so I know they exist.
Okay. Just, yes.
Okay. Right, and you kind of you. Well, I know you come here often because I've seen you before.
Mm-hmm.
And you've never made any mess before, so that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. What I should be asking you at this moment is, what are you doing here? Simply because the last time I saw you, you weren't coming up to me and asking me what I was. Now, I understand that you live approximately over at that apartment building, and I understand that you work in this park, but you never ever found offense with me or my presence up until now.
Like I said, I've only kind of known about all this for about a week. And I
Okay,
haven't seen you since then.
okay,
So I figure
fair
it's
enough.
probably to do with that.
Yeah, okay. Then what happened in the last week or so that changed your perceptions?
The whole wolf thing?
So you're not. So you weren't. Okay, so this is a recent change. This is something
Yes.
that has just happened.
Yes.
And you weren't a wolf before that time.
I well, I think there's something to do with how it's genetic and you're born that way, but you just don't know it yet. But I didn't know I was.
Alright, alright. Have you talked to any of your people since the change in perspective, and have they tried to explain what the current situation between your people and my people, between the people of Manhattan and the people in Central Park?
Well, I've talked to them, but they haven't really said anything about vampires much yet. They said they were real, but that was about it.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Well, confirmation on that particular subject. We are barred from Central Park. We have a very, very good thing going simply because the people in Central Park allow us Manhattaners to do what we need to do. We don't mess with your business, you don't mess with our business, and that's been a laissez-faire attitude since then. Now, this particular area, this particular domain, this particular space has been claimed by a family of Manhattaners. My family of Manhattaners. So you being here, this change in perspective, kind of awkward for us.
Well, this is my park. I don't want to upset you, but you see those bushes over there?
Mm-hmm.
I planted those bushes. And those plants, I planted those plants, and I trimmed that tree, and I'm sorry if you want it to be your place, but I'm going to say it's mine.
Well, Miss Haywood, you have definitely done the work. You have definitely done the labor in order to install this plant life, these trees, these bushes, and all the other stuff. But it's my people, particularly my organization, that paid for these different labors and actually pays for your salary and actually pays for the materials in order to make this park a possible and vibrant scenery for the city.
But the plants like me. I know they like me.
The animals like me.
Yeah, but the animals can move. The plants can't move.
What's the
The
point of
plants have
having
to stay in the
plants if you
park.
don't have animals?
Pardon?
What's the point of having plants if you don't have any wildlife to go with it?
She'll take a moment to think. Because she's not going to back down. This is her park. But she doesn't want to piss off this person that she does not really know very well. Look, you've been coming here for a long time and you've never caused any trouble. So that is fine. But this is my park.
Okay.
All the streets around it, everywhere else, that I don't care. But this is my park. I come here every single day and I put effort into it, and yes, you pay the salary, but you have no idea how much overtime I've put in and never claimed for.
No. I have the records of your overtime, and yeah, you don't really record that, do you? In fact, you're not even supposed to be here right now. This is way later than the regular labor hours, and way too early for the morning shift.
Yeah, but they needed sorting out.
Yeah,
Like
yes,
the
I
plants
understand.
near the tree.
I understand, Mr. Haywood. I understand. You've definitely put a lot of effort into this particular part, and I'm glad you recognize that I'm not here to cause you any further trouble or distress. I didn't even come here to have this conversation, but we're having it now. And I'm very glad you're willing to talk to me about this, especially if it's such a weird conversation to have at 1 a.m. at night.
I've been having a lot of weird conversations lately. I think this comes around fourth.
All right. How about this? How about we talk about stewardship? How about we talk about sharing this living space that we currently find ourselves in? Because at the end of the night, I don't want to have an awkward conversation with your people. Your people don't want to have an awkward conversation with me. How about this? I will talk to a few of my elders, and I'll go ahead and give them notice that you're going to be staying here. and we can talk about who owns what then. In fact, Franklin will go ahead and take a business card from his jacket, one of Leonardo's studios, hand it over to her and say, if you call that number and ask for a Mr. Van Court, and if you tell them that the business is about Grammercy Park, you will get to him straight away.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry that I'm kind of particular about this, but...
No. And in fact, I admire your handiwork. I mean, seriously. When I talk to the birds around here, they always want to nest in Grammercy Park. It's quite a competitive playground you've got here.
She'll smile. She always likes compliments about her park. Well, I like having them around. I mean, birds, like you said, there's very little point with the trees without the animals. It's just, I've spent so much time around them, and now that I know that they kind of can feel it, that they know about it, I don't want to give up on them. It's my park.
You'll definitely feel from Frank Green a soothing presence just radiating off him. Yeah, I understand. I definitely do. The work you do in this park, I can definitely see every little bit of sweat, blood, and tears that you put into it. And from all the different feedback I get from the pigeons and the other wildlife that go ahead and fly into this park, they absolutely adore it and love it. And, with your permission, my dear miss, I can go ahead and talk more with the birds. Go ahead and summon more of them to this little park, just to make it a little bit more lively. Think about it like this. You could have a chorus of canaries or pigeons or falcons or whatever have you to go ahead and add to the decor of this park. Wouldn't that be nice?
She'll smile. I kind of prefer the birds to kind of just do their thing, do what they want to do.
Oh, and they will. They will. I just have to advertise to them about this beautiful park you have, and they will naturally flock to it.
Maybe not too many falcons. They'd probably, well, let's just say dead pigeons everywhere might not go well.
Okay, so not the predatory species. Simply go with canaries. Canaries always sound very nice.
And they're always quite brightly coloured.
So, Miss Tapewood, is there anybody that I can get in contact on your side about this particular issue?
Well, I'd probably talk to Aaron about it. He'd probably know who to tell. I can give him a call if you like. Though it might be a bit late.
Go ahead and do so. See if you can't get him a ring. I just need to know who I need to escalate this particular issue to.
Instead of actually ringing him, she's going to send him a text asking him if he's awake. Somehow I get the feeling he will be.
He will indeed be, by some kind of magic. He will receive the text and text us, "What's up?"
And then she will ring him.
Ring-a-ding. Hello?
Hello. You were telling me that vampires are real?
Yeah.
I found one.
Yeah.
And he is one of the guys that keeps well he lives right near my park.
Alright. Doing anything weird?
We're just kind of talking about birds and the park, and he wanted to know if there's anyone on kind of my side of things, the wolf side of things, that needs to kind of know about areas or something.
You're in Grammercy Park?
Yep.
I'll be right there. He hangs
Okay.
up.
So, Frank, can go ahead and pipe up. Did you get a number or what?
He's on his way here.
Okay, Frank Green will actually go ahead and take a little bit of a back step. I don't really think I need to talk to him unless he is one of the ones that can clear up this entire mess.
I don't know. Like I said, I've only been in this a week, but he's been very helpful so far. He's been telling me all the stuff about being a wolf.
Okay, I'll go ahead and talk to this particular person. Just yeah.
A little while later, Aaron will show up at the gates, and he will look around.
And Alicia will jog over and let him in.
While they're away, Frank Green will simply send a quick text message to a few people telling them, hey, meeting some friends over at Grammercy Park. If I'm late, please get back in touch with me.
Now Aaron will say, is he doing anything weird?
No? He's just kind of wandering around the park like he always used to. But then I noticed he smelled weird, so I asked him what he was.
Alright.
He's over here.
Alright. Aaron will walk up to Frank Green, and Frank Green will see a massive Egyptian, a young Egyptian-looking man, about 7.5 feet tall in height.
You see Frank Green currently leaning on a motherfucking cane, as if his life depended on it, wearing sunglasses to cover up his eyes. He just goes ahead and look at this monstrous beast and says, hello, are you Miss Hayward's friend?
I am. What's your humanity?
I'm at 6.
Oh, you're safe.
Yeah.
Alright, I can talk to you. My name is Aaron. I've had a couple of meetings with one of your kind.
My name is Frank Green. I have only met some of your kind a few times before, and that was mostly with the earthy problem. I have the feeling that earthy problem was cleared up a while back.
It was. What is the problem here, or is there a problem?
No? Just kind of discussing the park. I say it's my park, and he says it belongs to his family, and I don't really know how big of an issue that is.
Let's see. You say this belongs to your family. You mean one of your clans? And he looks around. If it's safe to say, yes, one of your clans, right?
Yes, Clan of the Gangrel.
Alright. From what I know of you, you seem to live more in wild places.
Yes, we're more in touch with the rural environments around us. The plants and animal creatures, and if I understand it correctly, you all are also of a like-minded bent? Just not in the same way we are.
Some of us are. There are those who stick to the cities and those who stick to the wilds. In any case, you say that this belongs to your family. Since when has it done that?
Has been like this since well, actually since last year when we were bequeathed the land from our organization, and we have maintained the maintenance costs for such a land ever since then with our own resources.
Hmm. He looks to Alicia. So, and then he looks back to Frank. What exactly are you discussing here? Who owns the actual park, or who owns the territory?
I think the territory, because the park's owned by the city. It's owned by the city in trust for the people that live in the houses around here, which includes both of us.
That may be true. However, my family has donated quite heavily to the funds that maintain this park.
Hmm. Like, so, what do you actually want clearance on upon who is responsible for it, or take care of it, or can you actually walk around? Because I know that Alicia is quite fond of this place.
Yes, I noticed that. I understand that, and I have no inkling of taking that away from her. I do not want to take her park away from her. I just simply want the continued access to the park and the continued recognition that this park is within my family's holdings.
Hmm.
Well, how's this? You can still come and go, because the park is for the people that live around here, and you live over there. And you let me know if any of the other vampires are likely to come, because it kind of freaks me out a bit when people that smell a bit odd come around. And we say that any of the vampire people, they have to ask you, and then you will mention it to me. And any of the wolf people, I will mention it to you if it's at night. If it's during the day, then I don't think it matters to you, does it?
No, it doesn't really matter.
So,
just to parrot back what you're saying to me, my particular family will continue to have access to the park. However, if there is a member of another family of the city that wishes to enter, they are to go through me and my family, and I am
yeah,
exactly for the final access permissions.
yeah.
I
So
find
if we say it's my park, but you kind of can come and go the same as you always have, and you introduce me to the people that you want to count the same way. Kind of like how the keys work. Does that sound okay?
we can share ownership of the park, and as far as I know, your people can come and go as they like. My family can come and go as they like. However, if there is any other clan to walk in, they must be approved by both of us.
That works, but you do kind of have to introduce me to your family first, because otherwise I won't know who they are.
To be fair, this is, as far as we are concerned, this is her territory. So even if we were to arrive here, we would have to announce such stuff as well.
Fair enough.
So the vampires say it's your territory, and the werewolves say it's my territory, and we agree that it is both of ours.
Agreed. Would you like to shake on that?
Okay.
Frank Green will go ahead and lean against his cane with his left elbow and extend his right hand.
Alicia will shake it, but she'll be very gentle because she's aware that he seems a bit banged up.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I'm going to try and use healing. I don't know if it works on vampires.
It's your intelligence, empathy, difficulty 5 because it's a creature without rage.
Difficulty 5, you said?
Yep.
Okay. And intelligence, empathy. Cool.
You will need to spend upon hypnosis, though.
Yep. Aw, no successes.
Mm.
You can
well.
try again, but...
I can, but she's only doing it without mentioning it while shaking his hand.
Do you mind if I make
Touch him again twice, second time.
Do you mind if I make a perception awareness check? It's not a very high check, but I might as well.
Go for it!
Yay!
It'll probably be like difficulty 7 because she tried to do something, but actually work.
1-8.
Yay!
So I feel something, some sort of regenerative, restorative touch by her hands, and I simply say, "Well, you got an energy to you. I bet the plants like that touch."
She'll smile. Yeah, I've kind of been realising that more lately. Now I can kind of see more on the other side, and the plants are all kind of waving, and it's good.
The other side, as in the other side of the park?
No. It's a wolf thing. I don't know if I should tell you.
Okay, fair enough. If
She'll look to
there's
Aaron
nothing,
here.
yeah. If there's nothing else for us to talk about, I've had a wonderful stroll in this park we now both share, and I'll take my leave.
Okay.
How is the whole situation with the, what did Silas call it, Sabbat going on right now?
He will simply look at you, and he is currently resting on his cane as he looks at you, and he grips the cane a little bit tighter, and he simply says, "The Sabbat currently hold Staten Island, and whatever treaties, whatever truths that our people have made with your people do not extend to them."
He will just get a big fucking grin at that. Right, and I know what to find.
If you want to know where they are, take a look over Staten Island. I've had a recent visit there, and he sort of points to the cane. They went ahead and gave me all the best hospitality.
I see.
That's not very nice of them.
Oh,
Are these Sabbat people? Are they something else? Are they like? I don't know.
Let's put it this way. You can kind of smell him,
Yeah.
right? Right. You can smell them without even trying. That's how bad they are.
Yeah, but I don't smell the wormy thing. I can't smell it on Andre. He just smells weird.
I'll discuss it with you later.
Okay.
Frank Green is simply going to go ahead and backpedal a little bit after giving a very, very courteous goodbye to Miss Haywood and apparently this Room fella as well, and simply disappear back into the background.
Oh, that was weird.
Yeah.
So he comes here often?
Yeah, I used to see him about once a month or so. But then I'm not always up at this time of night, so I don't know how often he comes.
Well, if this is a meeting place for their kind, you might want to watch or ask the spirits to keep an eye out.
Well, I still need to learn how to talk to them. I want to know what the plants are saying. They look like they want to tell me something.
We'll keep up that attitude. We'll probably be alright. If they ever cause trouble, call me or call Johnny, and we'll bring Nan along.
Smile. Well, he's always been polite before. He's just kind of wandered around and looked at the
Alright.
plants and talked to the animals, which I always thought was a bit weird.
Well, why? I can talk to the animals.
Yeah. Well, I suppose there's always. I mean, you see it quite frequently where the people go feeding the pigeons and they talk to them.
True, true. So that was where he lived, and he points to the building that Aaliyah earlier pointed out.
I think so. One of those two buildings. There's two that are quite close to one another. But
Okay.
you'll probably see him having gone into one of them.
Alright. Well, if anyone causes any more trouble, be afraid to let us know.
Okay.
Well then, have a good evening.
You too.
I
I think
will,
I'm just going to finish off a few more plants and then I'll head to bed.
yes, do so. And Aaron will walk towards the gate, look around a couple times, and then proceed on his evening jog.
I think that is the end of the scene.